but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. No, no. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, they'll be calling me royalty. They say I'm dangerous, 'cause I broke all the cages. No, I will sit and take it. No.
Them pearls. Hey guys, hello. All right, I'll see everyone on Justin for All. I'll see you guys on Clutch Them Pearls. Okay, love you. All right, sorry, sending people over to there. How's everyone doing? Hope you are well wherever you are. Hello, everyone in chat. It's good to see you all and make sure. Okay. And I didn't have my microphone on. 1 second. I didn't have my right microphone on. I have to check all that stuff. It's good to see you all. Thank you so much for being here. Who was first in chat today? Let's see who is the lucky. Oh, God, y'all been texting for a while, writing for a while. September Virgo, number uno today. Wise Old Lady, number 2. SL, number 3. Amy, number 4. Thank you all for being here. Hi, Stephanie. Fairy Dust. Dawn. Good to see you. Tar Heel. Hello. Video. Hello. Carla. Good to see you. Sally. Hello. Christina. Hi. Good to see you. This is a really sad case. It is. Hi, Guidance. How are you, my love? Christina, ATS News. Good to see you, my friend. Joanne, hello. Brondi, hello. V. Oakley, Patty Ponytail. Guys, I feel like I haven't got to spend much time with you guys the last few days. I have really been working behind the scenes, working on a website and all of that. So there's a lot coming. Just hold tight. No, it's okay, Guidance. I found it. So we're good. So Guidance helped me with this as well. There's a program, and you can find messages on Reddit and other programs, certain other programs, and you put in their username, and you can see years of every comment that they ever made. Stefan, I always call him Stefan, he commented it's really endless how much the man comments. It's really, really endless. Oh, thank you, Wild's mom. You're very kind. Hey, Remy's, Tamara. Good to see you all. Thank you all for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet already. It's a way to help get the word out so that we can all know Madeline Soto's name. Well, April, for this one in particular, it's Reddit. Stefan was a serial Reddit user. Serial. And as you know, yeah, we'll just call him Mother Chicken. That's right, Sky Maiden. He's a mother chicken. Okay. So he, as you know, Reddit, it says it's for 13 and up. In my opinion, I don't think Reddit should be for children of 13 years of age, in my opinion, but I digress. There is a lot of things on Reddit that you can see that you really can't see anywhere else. You know what I mean? I mean, there is a community for everyone. I mean, if there is a community for Stefan having gigapets, there's a community for everyone. You know, I'm almost a middle-aged man with gigapets, the little Tama, whatever they are. Right? I agree. It seems a little young for Reddit, in my opinion. But there are photos that are on Reddit that, you know, people of a specific type, if you are attracted to a specific type. And Stefan, I showed a little bit of this last night, but I do want to give you guys a huge trigger warning because we are going to be reading some really McNasty stuff. If you are not in to, you know, if you're sensitive, I'm not saying you're into it. If you are sensitive and don't like to hear things that Stefan has said about his bodily parts and functions, this is probably not the stream for you. The reason I am showing this, I'm going to be creative in how I use my words. I just want to tell you, I'm going to be very creative in how I use my words. You can't unhear it. That's right. You can't unring a bell. Once it's said, right? I better not be muted. Don't be saying that, Walking Dead. I am not muted, am I? Am I? Oh, I don't think I'm muted, am I? Am I mute? No, I'm not muted. Okay. So maybe it was your internet. Yes. So we are going to be using creative words, but Stefan talks about, we're going to be talking about, I just want to throw up, to be quite honest with you. But I think it is important to understand the psychology of him at the time. You get what I mean? He is constantly living in a child's fantasy. This man is constantly living in a child's fantasy. This man is playing with toys that are made for elementary school at best from the 1990s when I was a kid, right? So he's working at Disney.
constantly, constantly giving children advice on Reddit. I don't know what the policy for Reddit is particularly on that, but it just doesn't feel, should teenagers be asking for advice on dating and things like that on Reddit? It doesn't sit well with my soul. You know what I mean? It doesn't sit well with my soul. So just wanted to Chemistry Queen, welcome. Thank you so much for becoming a member. I really, really do appreciate you right now and always, but I really appreciate it right now. So thank you so very, 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 very much, my friend. I think he uses the gigapets to lure kids in. Blind chick, we talked about that last night. It's so interesting you said that. I heard you mention, oh, um, she has a channel. I don't talk to her anymore. I think May will be a year since I've actually spoke with her. Um, but yeah. Women his age are not attracted to his immaturity. JS hints his ego grooms youngsters. He has this way of wanting to command that he is superior in his intelligence compared to uh not only he says Americans, but he says he is more intelligent than probably 80% of humanity. Now, I don't know how he would come up with that statistic other than just pulling it out of his ass, because I'm sure he's probably never had an IQ test, and compared it with the rest of the world and the statistics on that. So, delusion. Yeah, we call those delusions of grandeur, right? Thank you for hitting the thumbs up, Brat. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate that. Delusionals. Yeah. There is a root of all of this somewhere in his own childhood. Yes, but many issues are there for sure. Elisa, absolutely. This man definitely has mommy and daddy issues. Legit has mommy and daddy issues. 42588. Wow. Yeah. Thank you, Chemistry Queen. And as a grandmother, I appreciate you always covering. Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate you, my friend. Thank you so much. It's very kind of you. Thank you, Juniper. I appreciate you. It just getting creepier and creepier. And listen, Jen is abusive. A lot of people, I wonder. I'll be honest with you. I'm going to be the first to tell you. I wonder how this woman did not know. But in this affidavit here, it also says, if you will notice, have okay, as all of you know about the affidavit, or should we go over it some? We'll go over it some, but in the affidavit, it says primarily the charges for Stefan is in the summer months, which is very interesting. What happens in the summer months with children? Well, children aren't in school in the summer months, right? So sometimes May they get out, or definitely June they're out. July, August, right? So this seemed to at least start in the summer months. Home full time. Yes, Kelly K. Yes. 5 years of this is unbelievable, says G. Sean. I couldn't live with myself if this happened to one of my daughters. I agree. I agree. Justin, our local news just posted at Michael Tucker from Johnson City, Tennessee on child. Ooh. Sharon, it's interesting you say that because I know the Tucker sorry, we're talking about a different case right now. I just want everyone to know. There was some allegation, so I do believe that is connected. Yeah. You didn't know this was happening under her nose for years? No. I of course I knew it was happening under her nose for years. But the question is, did she know? Did she know? Hey, Sin, good to see you, honey. I don't see how okay, we'll go over it. We'll go over it. I don't see how she couldn't I don't know. There is just a way people have a an instinct if something isn't right. You know what I mean? We all have that. It's innate in us. We are born with it. It's kind of like you're asleep and you feel like someone is over you, your eyes are shut, and you look up and there's someone over top of you, right? There is this intuition that is within every single one of our beings. And I think as a parent, we're constantly, every single day, protecting our children. It doesn't matter if it's, protecting them from uh, people, that's bullies, protecting them from getting sick, making sure they wash their hands, brush their teeth, stay healthy, get the constant, and you constantly protect them. And Stefan is a stranger, you know what I mean, who just, although Jen referred to him as stepdad. Can you imagine? Thank you, Drew K. Thank you so much for becoming a member, my friend. I really do appreciate you. Very kind of you, generous. Thank you. Welcome to the family. Can you imagine as starting at 8 years old, we know this started happening? At eight, oh my God. Think about your children at 8 years old when they were eight, or if you have an 8-year-old now. That was Madeline Soto's existence. How confusing this has to be. How confusing this has to be. How probably afraid to tell someone or not thinking you can tell someone, making it feel like it's your fault. Now, an 8-year-old is what? Second grade? Second grade? Something like that? I think it's second grade. I'm pretty sure it's second grade. Always late says Justin. A real problem I have with Jen is even at the time of the interview, this monster was still in her home. She knew he took her to school, phone left behind, and missing red flags everywhere. I agree. I agree. I think that is a problem. I kind of wondered if she is not involved and she just buried her head in the sand like an ostrich. That's what ostriches do. They bury their head in their sand and they're too dumb to know that their entire body is outside the sand, but their little brain that's the size of a peanut puts their head in the sand and they think their whole body is hidden. Was that Jen? I think at some degree, if this has been happening since 8 years old, yes, you've had to stick your head in the sand at some point. You didn't look through his phone ever in that many years. You guys fought. What were you fighting about when you broke up? Why did you allow him back into your home? Something wasn't right here. Just wasn't. Just wasn't. Darcy, thank you so much. I appreciate you, my love. Is it true a marriage certificate was found in 2015 between Jen and uh, Stefan? Amy, thank you so much for gifting one membership. Thank you for so much for gifting one membership. I have not came across a marriage certificate, so I can dig a little deeper into that, but I not that I've seen. Not that I've seen. Duty Run said that they had certified. I'll check. I'll check. Yes, thank you so much, Darcy. I appreciate you very much. And thank you so much for your gift, Amy. Whoever received the gift from Amy, please give Amy a big thank you. We can certainly see Yorkshire. Yes, welcome in. Okay. No, it was a Stefan on Stephen on a Stefan married 2015, divorced 2017. Yeah, I didn't think it was. I think people was getting that wrong. That's what I was thinking as well. That's what I was thinking. Married to a different man. Yeah. Yeah. All right. That was the first marriage. Yes. Yep. Okay. Let's go over this affidavit. Because I know some of you want to go over this, so we certainly will. Now, it's let me find where we start. This is important. Stephen Michael Stearns, a person 18 years of age or older, in about the 19th day of June 2019, in the county and state, did a violation statute 794011, commit a S battery upon a female identified as redacted. She is a minor, so we most probably know who this is. A person less than 12 years of age, and is furthermore thereof Stephen Michael Stearns, with his, you know what, putting things in people's children's areas. That makes me just want to rage right now, to be quite honest with you. That makes me want to run through my wall right now, to be quite honest with you, when I hear that, when I read that. You hurt a child like that. Shame on you. Go to hell. Candy Lee, thank you so much for 2 months, my friend. I really do appreciate you. Elaine, people keep bringing up autism as a defense in cases like this, which pisses me off. Most autistic people have absolutely, Elaine, absolutely, absolutely. It's I don't think it has anything to do that at all. I agree with that. Just remember 2020 and some of 2022 was in lockdown. Great point. Great point. And what was it during the time when we none of us went out for absolute weeks sometimes. We all was home. They said this was a what? An abuser's paradise, an abuser's haven. People going on the platforms and trying to say Maddie and Stefan weren't. I don't think that's not love. That is not love. Don't let anyone ever fool you and say that's love. Kids were doing school online. Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, their kids weren't in school for months. Yeah, absolutely, Missy Aryan. Absolutely. Yeah. Children cannot consent. Absolutely. At 8 years old, 8 years old, that's second grade. Second grade. That's incomprehensible. This cannot be the first. I will not believe that as long as I live. Even if we never know who else, I will not believe that Madeline is the only victim. Outdoorsy, I know a lot of people are saying, the ring, shall we say. Um, the question I have, he is taking video, and Stefan was in all of these groups. And he's taking videos of really bad things he's doing with Madeline. Notice how his friend said he almost archived his magazine video collection. Remember that? That he was obsessed with PRN, right? He was obsessed with it, she said. Well, okay. Why is he archiving this? And where is he getting all of this stuff? I mean, he's creating. And for those of you, uploading versus downloading is different charges, right? They really don't, I mean, it's bad to download that stuff, right? Horrible. But they really, really don't like people who upload it because they are contributing more to the problem. You get me? So, yes, was he archiving this? His friend said he would even create posters. Is he, you know, where is he getting all of this stuff from? Other than he's obviously creating some, which I don't even know how a human, I just don't even understand. Um, what was it? Did you notice months, June, July, and August was when she was out of school? Yes, yes, Linda. Yep. That's what we was mentioning earlier. Thank you. Really good chance he was essayed as a young child and is emotionally stunted his whole life. What is, so his mom and dad, they contributed very young to his collection. You get me? They would contribute by giving him magazines at a very young age. And as our brains are growing, that's not healthy for. It's weird, number one, for your mother to give you things like that. Your mother? Why is your mother doing that? Why is any parent doing that to a child that their brain is growing, right? Madeline's grandmother was 13 when she had her mom. Very gross for a mom to do that. Absolutely. Um, oh, thank you, Don Grandma 3. Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate you. Guys, if you haven't hit that thumbs up yet, please hit that thumbs up. I would greatly, greatly appreciate it. So this is starting when Madeline is around 8. All right. Let's see here. So it says here, Stephen Stearns, a person of 18 years or older, on the 12th day of July 2019 in Florida, committed S battery upon a female, a person less than 12 years of age. In furtherance, therefore, Stephen Michael Stearns, with his penetrated or had union with his organ of a female identified as redacted. We're going over this because some people doesn't know, and then I'm going to show you guys some of the things he said that are now deleted on like the regular Reddit. We got a program that finds ones that have been deleted. Okay. He also did this. It says July 22nd, 2022. Remember, these are all summer months. So is he doing this? Is he doing this more in the summer months? Now, that makes me think, to be quite honest with you, that makes me wonder if Jen maybe really didn't know. Maybe she did. I don't know. But he's doing this in the summer months. But did Jen see any differences in Madeline while she was being watched by Stefan? Yeah, it's really sad. I mean, the poor girl, even at her birthday party when they were singing happy birthday to her, she just looked like she was holding a lot in her heart. And that breaks my heart that a child has to feel that way because of some evil person's perversions. Here it's less than 12 years old. Stephen Michael Stearns with his, you know what, penetrated mouth of a female. And then here, July 29th, 2022, person less than 12 years of age, his, you know what, mouth again. And then count 6, August 2nd, 2022. Now, these are very specific dates. Very specific dates. So I think, in my opinion, they have all of this on camera, every single one. Every single one through the time he started filming and doing this. Picture, video evidence. Yes, Kelly Kate. Yes. Hey, Blue Eyes. Exactly. Yes. And he is absolutely, and I am glad. He is fucked. He really is. He is absolutely. I'm just going to tell you right now. It doesn't. This was his phone, his account. He has a very specific markings, as we have read. He's got very specific markings down there. And I mean, it's possible. Could he have given her that? Or could he, bribery of something else? Yes. 2019. He deserves to be under the prison's prison, in my opinion. He will pay for. And then we have basically in this, and count 6, 7, 5, 6, and 7, he did this in every part you can imagine. Every part you can imagine. Okay. That poor kid. I mean, this is graphic, but wouldn't that, like, wouldn't, how do I say it? Wouldn't Madeline complain, like, of not feeling well, shall we say? You know what I mean? Where was that comment? Yes. Yes. Wouldn't she complain if she was taken to the doctor? Mm. Yeah, I know, Lisa. I've heard that. I don't. I mean, respectfully, people say a lot. I get emails, calls, and stuff, and a lot of things are true, and then a lot of things are people just want attention. And so, if like law enforcement isn't saying it, we're just got to give it time to let this play out. Otherwise, it just becomes this big rumor fest, right? And a lot of people do suffer in silence, right, Miss America? Right? Yeah, I personally, I'm kind of Elisa. I'm kind of like, that's a big statement. Don't talk to me. Talk to the police respectfully, right? That's something. That's something you shouldn't be calling in respectfully to anybody other than law enforcement. So, um, if they had, great. I hope they have. Uh, so let's see here. So she's got S battery and count 10 again. The the top, the front, and the back, everywhere this monster did this to this 8-year old 8-year old. I'm trying to get to, and very much like, you know, Don Wells victims, if you're familiar with the Summer Wells case, uh he did the same thing Stephen did, and it's uh with his fingers. And so it would have to be recorded or photo. It has to be, because how else can they prove it on this specific date? They actually have the date, right? I mean, they've got this case as far as the S part, it's locked down. He is screwed. He is never getting out again. Even if they haven't charged him with unaliving yet, which I know we're all waiting for that. Every one of us are waiting for that. But he is not getting out ever again. Ever. I think he worked for Disney through a contract company. He was very proud of working at Disney, which, I mean, okay. He's very proud, to say the least, but something something is off here. Um, so he did, it's so graphic here. He's talking about in this affidavit that he is telling her to touch him. Got to use it very carefully how I say this. Um, in a lewd manner. And let's see here. This is July 22nd, 2022. And he is telling with his tongue to have union with her breast. Hey, Chloe. Now, some of these comments that we found on Reddit, he's a disgusting pig that I don't think they've been seen. Here, this was July 25th, 2022. A female less than 12 in a lewd manner. Stefan with his, you know what, touched the clothing of his organ of a female. And I just don't know. Guys, how does someone do this to a child? And this is happening every day. Every day in this world. Every day in this world. All right, so this is important. This is important right here. The 26th day of February 2024, knowingly possess any photograph, motion picture, exhibition, show, representation, image, data, computer depiction, or other presentation to witness 201 906 19 underscore 21104, which is in part Stephen Michael Stearns knows to include any S conduct by a, uh, you know, and is doing so possessed 10 or more images of any form of child P, and the content of at least one image contains one or more of the following: a child who is younger than the age of 5. Let's talk about it. Now, a lot of people get this confused because they're like, what do you mean less than 5? She was 8. How can it be 5? Well, it sounds like he had other child P in his possession of this happening to a child that is 5 or less. You got me? So if he has this, if he had a movie and it had someone of the age 5 or less on there, or pics, yes, then that they can charge them for that as well. Involving a child, S battery, involving a child, S bestiality, involving a child, or any movie involving a child, regardless of the length and regardless of whether the movie contains sound. Does that say one or all of the following? 10 or more images and the contents of at least one image containing one of the following. Okay, so one or more. So the last things that I read there, it had to contain one or more. They have images of child who was 5 and 18 being. And there we have it. There we have it right there. That's not the first. That's not the first. All right, let's let me see here. These are all pretty much the same, just different dates. We're going to get to his post, his text that I've been digging for at least 3 days on it. Let me just make sure that. I mean, it's just. Oh, I need a shower after this. All right, on the 19th day of 2019, photograph, motion picture, and they all basically say the same thing. It basically says the same thing, regardless of sound, regardless of sound. Bear with me just 1 second, y'all. All right, there we go. All right, so we're going to go to some of the things Stefan wrote. I want to give y'all, again, a trigger warning because he writes some really stuff. Really, really, really. So if you cannot handle him talking about Madeline is so beautiful, that stuff, then I suggest you, because this, I've got to be very creative with my words. 40 counts of pics of 10 or more, that means it. Yes, Emerald. And I believe these people stick together, right? There's a small group of them, and I believe I wonder about some of the groups that he was in. You get me? Were they using that as a way to trade or to know each other? You get what I mean? Not really using it for that. Thank you, Grandma Rose. Love you, honey. Appreciate you. It's very kind of you. Thank you for being here. Thank you all for being here. Please hit that thumbs up if you haven't yet already. And here's the two. Let me just show you this real quick. Here is the two that she's smiling and he's fake crying. Really? Yeah, the Roblox, yeah. I mean, I wonder, I tell you, I'll be honest with you, I wonder about the mother myself. A lot of people said she's in, like, a facility for her mental health needs right now. I don't know. That's just what I've heard. Okay. Give me 1 second. This is Stefan, if when he worked at the happiest place on earth. The last time I was at Disney, I ended up with the flu. I literally left there, my body hurting. Thought it was because I was carrying my kids, you know. When you're at Disney, your kids are like, I'm tired. They were babies. They were with stroller and stuff. But then you put them on your shoulder and you do the whole, all that. And I was like, oh my God, I'm never coming to Disney again. Yeah, I like Universal better, to be honest with you, but that's just me. Um, crazy thought about keeping. All right. Let me pop this up. Let me find some things that he said. Um, I did read some of these last night, but most of these I have not. Uh, so trigger warning. It starts now. Some in if you don't know how Reddit works, it is a message board and it has communities of everything you can imagine. And you comment, you can ask Reddit, so to speak, and the users can uh, commentate on what their opinion is on that. So people will say, for this instance, someone wrote, "What is the worst thing about big those?" And Stefan writes, "Getting a black eye if you go downstairs too quickly." Mm. Um, this is nothing. I'm just going to tell you compared to what you're going to hear. This is nothing. Um, in many of the things, Stefan says he fights with a lot of people in there, fights with a lot of people. And there are mods in Reddit, and someone took his post down. And I can't imagine what it was because some of the things, uh, it wouldn't even like let us pull it up. But it says, "Okay, mods, come on. The comment in no way is inappropriate or racy or too spicy. Reddit is intended for 13 and up. Don't ever let your 13-year-old on Reddit, please, unless there's like a kids Reddit or something, in my opinion, allegedly. Um, knowing that you can find some craziness on Reddit of people posting some stuff. Even my post title had content that was at worst rated PG-13. My post is funny, it's relative and all that. And he said, "Why on earth am I getting jumped on like this? He's the victim. He's the victim here, right?" And someone wrote, "Because you're a creep." They found this one. 9 months ago, Orlando, Steven says, Orlando PD is well known for their corruption and bad policing. I'm glad to see this sheriff wasn't having any of it and made this douche nozzle accountable for his behavior. I am so glad the Orlando Police Department is making this douche nozzle on steroids times 1,000 accountable. Named Stefan. So glad. So glad. Um, and I did. If you didn't get to watch my live last night, we were talking about the gigapets, those little gigapets thingies. Some there's they call them different things. They call them different things, right? I call them gigapets, but whatever. He is obsessed with them. He would pay $200 for certain ones from way back if they were like in a box and they still worked. And he was in this forum on Reddit where he talked to people every day about these stupid those. Tama Tamagotchi, is that how you pronounce it? Yeah, Tamagotchi, okay. And how he would clip them to his belt, and he wasn't ashamed. But the crazy thing about this, I was thinking, this man works at or worked at Disney. He is invested, has thousands upon thousands of dollars of these toys. Of these toys. And if you are the Tama hockey Gucci, whatever, the thing I just said again just a second ago. If you remember them as a child, I remember them. I liked them as a kid. As a kid, as a child. Um, but you had to take care of them. Remember, you had to give them attention. You had to play with them, right? You had to take them to the doctor. Uh, you had to do all of these things. And he would regularly, every day, in fact, almost, talk to people about getting attached to these ones that he had cared for days and died. It's digital. It's a digital little thing with some crappy pixels from 1996. But it was like his own world where he could take care, and you could actually, he talks about how you can breed this one and this one and create the one you want. I do feel like he's stunted at 8 years old. Yeah, like there. And that's, I think he liked the control. I absolutely, yes, Mohawk. You said it. Yep, control. He liked the control. He liked um I guess just the control. Yeah, Tamagotchi. So it's easier to game the hunger mistakes, the way you can keep the happiness up high, and it takes less to recover. And someone says, correct, child and up, nothing in baby phase will count. So if you remember your Tamahachi thingy majigger, sorry, that's what that damn, but it was a, remember, it was like an egg, and then it was an infant, and then it was an adolescent, and then it's an adult, which is kind of creepy in itself. It's kind of itself. And he writes, luckily the predator's attack do not occur while asleep or in the cocoon stage either, only while awake and every 4 hours on the hour. So if you get attacked in the morning, you'll know that the next attack will occur exactly 4 hours after the first one on the stroke of the hour. On the stroke of the hour. So there was Predators. I don't remember that with when it came to them as a child. I don't remember we had to watch out for predators um, when it came to the little toys. But uh, I kind of don't want them to breed now. It's like so much. What's the hardest part of dating after 30? Someone asked. Finding people to date. I think I've showed this one a long time ago though, but haven't spent their teens and 20s in the sun with minimal sun protection, making them all look like they're in their 70s, old Clint Eastwood, plus the emotional baggage and kids from their first marriages or absent fathers. Honestly, dating in after your 30s is a crap show these days. One begins to understand the DiCaprio strategy. Um, that was only 10 months ago. That was only 10 months ago as well. Ooh, Susan, yes. God, I never thought of that. Ooh. Well, we're getting ready to get into some really uncomfortable ones that I'm getting ready to read. This one he writes, lots of petting. You will need to fill up the happiness fondness meter. You will check the status in the status screen. Just go to the settings, your first options. Here is one of that he ordered specifically from Japan. Um, let me find it here. They haven't been dating a stranger to the next rank. Let me find here. Um, this is where he shows off one of his Tama, whatever, and how he uses his belt clip, and he gives the link to the belt clip. Um, this is where he talks about getting really invested in these little toys, these child toys. We all get a little too invested in life and death of our Tamas from time to time. It represents a lot of effort, care, and attention. And it kind of really sucks when it all goes down the drain, especially when it's a character we really like and want more time with. Yes, secondhand embarrassment. Yes, yes. This is when he thinks he's above average when it comes to intelligence compared to the rest of the world and why. And he writes 11 months ago, after working at a theme park for the last 6 months in safety critical role, I've come to the conclusion that at least 80% of humanity is hopelessly selfish, ignorant, stupid, and that our species is 100% doomed. He was very bleak on the what how we thought of humanity, which says something. I mean, a lot of people thinks we're not going in the right direction. I understand that, and I agree with we're not in a lot of aspects, but there are some great things that is happening in the world today that we don't have to worry about compared to a long time ago, right? So, yeah, there are parts of the of things that are probably it's not getting better. It's getting worse, but there are other aspects that are getting much better. And this is just life. This is just the cycle of life and how things move. Um, so yeah. So oh, K9, I am so sorry. I did not see this. I apologize. Justin, did you see count 38 possession etc of materials of child under 5 recently 23 to 24? I have it here if I can email to you, Meg Australia. Sure, absolutely you can email it to me. I think I read that part, but if you want to email it to me just to maybe refresh me. Thank you so much, Kane Dream. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Barbie, hello, darling. Thank you so much for the super sticker. Really, really do appreciate it right now. Thank you so much for your support. Truly means a lot. All right. Get ready. Jam. Okay, guys, mods, give Jam the pink slip. She's late again. We're not having any of that, Jam. Okay? Just it's high time around here you quit being late. Pink slip for Jam. I'm just kidding. I love you all. Love every single one of you. So someone is asking, he loves to give teenagers advice. Teenagers advice. Uh-oh, Barbie. And they can ask questions on here. 11 months ago, he writes to someone for giving them advice. Everyone has a history. Don't get so hung up on it. She likes you. She's with you. Don't be so insecure about someone's past that that you can't simply enjoy the present. As you get older, you will find that it will never change, and the older you get, the more history a person will have. The reason your first time was likely so great was because it wasn't her first time. You will usually find that it's more enjoyable with someone who has some experience. You know what they're talking about and knows what they're doing. If you work well together, then you work well together. Appreciate it for what it is. As for personal size, if it was a problem for her, you already know it. If it was consensual, it's very interesting how he writes if it was consensual, and you both had fun, then that's all you should care about. Just be safe. Try not to get anyone pregnant and enjoy your time and your youth. Says a couple interesting things right there, in my opinion. Yeah, Erica. Yeah. So, 1 second, y'all. I apologize, y'all. You feel like he speaks in code? Well, he certainly does. Said a couple interesting things there. If it was consensual and you both had fun, You know what he's talking about. I know what he's talking about. But if it was consensual, I wonder. I just can't say it. Never mind. I can't say it. I can't even say it on here. But and try not to get anyone pregnant. I thought that was interesting as well. This is where he's bragging about his Tamagotchi and saying life is too short. If someone asked if he had magical powers, if you had magical powers, what is one petty curse would you cast on someone to slowly drive them crazy? Oh, he's so pompous. So pompous. The constant feeling of having a small hair stuck in the back of their throat. That's odd. All right, we're getting to it. He replies to someone alleged as traffic R coercion, confirmed general misogyny. On top of that, he's an ultra mega douche who scams, lies, cheats to make money with no regard for the people he cheats or exploits to make it. Basically, he's an example of some of the worst that humanity has to offer. Why would anyone idolize this piece of trash just because he has money and flexes it beyond my comprehension? I'd rather be hella broke and still be a decent person than to be superficially rich and be one of the worst pieces of filth in recent human history. And he is talking about our former president. There. This one really disturbed me. Yes. Yep. Mom had to know. Yeah. This is what really bothered me. This is the actual group that he is in, was in, on X. Extra small. Why was he in something like that? Exactly, Eileen. Yeah. Extra small girls. Why? And they ask questions on here. And of course, Stefan, in his all of his non-wisdom that he thinks he has, always loves to give his opinion. Stay natural. 9 out of 10 men prefer natural. And the other are just lame, dip, you know what, whose opinion shouldn't matter to you anyway. You look perfect. Natural is sexiest. Why did he why was he was literally in a club for extra small girls. Um some folks are just feral crap bags and they're incapable of self-governing. If there isn't a reward for doing this or punishment for doing it. They couldn't give a crap about anything. Humanity at this point is just 80% vacant mind zombies that half their way through life anyway without ever bothering to think critically, read a sign, listen to instructions, or follow any sort of example that is already set for them. Just complete waste of oxygen. Boy, he 900 likes. Come on, let's get it to 1,000. Come on, let's get it to 1,000. Mommy issues big time. Mommy issues big time. His mommy is up. All right. So it says here in the middle, you can read that yourself. It's nothing. Love you too, my dear. Thank you so much. Yes. So he thinks that women who have children think that they need trophies or something. And he's very angry at women. He replies, okay, so take offense. Now what? Having a baby doesn't mean that you're the only person in the world who has experienced any sort of excruciating pain. Have you ever been run over by a truck or dragged under the vehicle across pavement to the point of your flesh is shredded down to the muscle fibers in several locations? That hurts pretty damn bad too. Ask me how I know. In my opinion, sorry it wasn't worse for him, because then we would have Madeline here. I digress. So does shattering your knee. So does a lot of things I'm sure you've never experienced or even contemplated once in your life. Pain is human. Pain is life. Pain is not unique to any person or gender. So let's not get into that sort of peeing contest. So he says here, oh, so unless you're a woman, you're not allowed to have any sort of opinion on whether or not you deserve special treatment for having a baby? Question mark. For new mothers, certainly. But how long should this treatment last? Your whole life? He does not know how to show compassion for anybody. They're getting ready to get super gross. I just want to let y'all know. Super gross. The difference there being your pee hole is not and never was intended to stretch like that, meaning giving birth. Whereas your China naturally intended purposes is exactly that, birthing, hence why it is so incredibly elastic. And this woman fires back at him. That might be true, but it is still the only thing I can imagine feeling similar, and it still tears whether or not it is intended for it. It still feels like ripping your parts in to more private parts. I am assuming that you're a man. If that is correct, I really think you should expand your emotional range before stepping into a marriage and having kids. She's right. I have done a lot of tough things in my life, but having a baby and caring for an infant is definitely on the top by far. And I have yet to find time, and I have yet to find a first time mom, no matter what the background or university degree, that disagrees with that. Well, Stefan did not like that. You're assuming that I don't know what it's like to be a parent, period. I do, period. And I also understand that it's a choice in most cases and not to expect special treatment for it. But okay, here's your cookie. Now go to the back of the line, Karen, period. Oh. He writes, I'm not a man, so no, not a mom, just a dad and a stepdad at that. Are you now going to try and say my opinion on parenting doesn't matter or count? Question mark. She says, on parenting, yes, it does. In giving birth and having a newborn baby, no, she's right. If this woman is watching me, please email me. I would love to talk to you. Then Steven says, okay, well, I already read that one. Okay. People should try keeping their legs closed sometimes or try birth control condoms or hell, even pulling out. And stop trying to make themselves out of some sort of murder for literally getting laid and squirting out a baby. Like that's some sort of special accomplishment. People have doing it since the dawn of humanity. Come down off your cross. Now, so many mommy issues. He thinks, which I'll show you guys here shortly, because I was thinking about these, forgot about these right here, but they're it's getting ready to get really nasty. Really nasty. Um he obviously, and thank God, has never. When was that written? That was written 1 year ago. They will force his mother to testify. Yeah, I figure so. He obviously has never taken care of a newborn child. You don't know tired, and I can't imagine birthing and then taking care of a new. Uh, all right. What is 30 years old too old for? Someone asked. What is 30 years too old for? Someone asked. And he writes, I feel attacked by this, comma, LOL. Why do you feel attacked, Stefan, dumbass. Here is where he starts giving 14-year-olds advice. Pardon me. Teenagers have read it. What is some advice for 14-year-old boys who has a hard time talking to girls? Deleted. Whatever you do, don't accidentally unalive her. Focus on the ability to just be friends with girls and not expect anything from them. If you have no expectations, then there is no reason to be nervous. And don't try too hard or get all up in your head about it. They are just people like you. You are just two people talking to each other. No need to be overly nervous about it. Just relax and treat the encounter like any other normal interaction. And you will eventually become more comfortable and able to pick up on social cues and then return the interest in a calm and cool manner. To me, I feel like that's part of how he groomed right there. You're just you're just a person. You're just like me. Just relax. Yes. He never got the social cue. Um Here is a woman in a chat who says that her man's cucumber is bent. And she wanted to know, it is weird, what is the best position to grow her cucumber in a comfortable manner? What would they do? Oh, we've all been with a bent cucumber. Come on. And he says a big wooden mallet, Looney Tune style. The Looney Tune mallet needs to be over your head, Stefan. Um, Someone asked, "What do you do? Why do you want someone who just use you as something to uh SE to?" He replies, "Why? Like, why would I want someone who definitely wants me to? Question mark. I don't know how to answer that. I guess it depends. If you always want that person and whether or not you are turned on by them getting off to you." I don't understand the first part. He says, "What? Like, why would I want someone who definitely wants me to?" Question mark. I guess he's asking that as a question. One more like, one more like, one more like, one more like, one more like. Come on, one more like, please. Yes, Huckleberry. Yep. Amy, Elliot Rogers vibes. Yes, I get a little, yes. We can get this over 1,000. Boop, 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 boop. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you all. He likes people who don't want him. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. You're right. All right, here we go. Teacher appreciation gift we got. Have a great school year. And it's just a simple Bic pen. And she wrote, or she taped a piece of paper. It's very you know, you have the right, as in WRITE, it's a pun, stuff to make a difference. Have a whatever teacher appreciation gift we got. Have a great school year. Stefan says, for me, this would be Exhibit A in ensuing a unaliving trial, along with crime scene photos of it sticking out of the victim's jugular. That's really bad. Violence. All right. Now, this is where it's kind of getting a little uncomfortable for me. Here we go. You've waited this long. Here we go. Men, it says, why do you choose to get um the thing that happens to boys when they are born? You can either choose to do something or not have it done. Sounds like circumference, right? It's an Abrahamic faith is actually why we do it, or why it was intended. Yes, that. Stefan says, didn't choose it. Done as a baby. I don't regret it per se, but sometimes I wonder what kinds of sensations I may be missing out on. That said, I've heard the horror stories from female friends who encountered uncut men that did not practice very good hygiene down there. And all I can say is if you are uncut, clean it thoroughly and clean it often. Parents, yes. He goes on to talk to the parents. I can't even read that. Uh, teach them how to properly clean down there and teach them why it is so important. Some guys don't even know how to pull it back and all the way and clean, or that pulling it back fully and often keeps the skin stretched enough so that it can actually be pulled back and cleaned comfortably. Um, this is my question. He doesn't have it done. Yes. 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 Oh yeah, there's more. Um, this is my question. If he does not have that done, then how does he know all of this about pulling it back? Oh my God, no, Elise, no. I just gagged. Thank you, K9. Thank you, my dear. Appreciate you. I will look at that. Thank you. I read a story. Okay, maybe this is how he knows. I read a story about a guy who had never pulled his forefathers back since he was younger. And as a result, it became too tight and he couldn't do it without feeling like it was going to rip. What? He had to go to the doctor, not to mention the years and years worth of what's smegma that accompanied behind the tip, and the smell gagged everyone involved. So there's that. Ew. What? I'm not Googling it. I don't want to know. I didn't want to. Oh my God, I'm really going to throw up. Oh my God, I cannot take this. Fucking done. No, I can't take this shit. All right, next conversation, please. Next conversation. Okay. As I win, let's all just meditate for just a moment. Yeah, put a band aid on it. $10,000 pyramid, our host, Justin. Sorry. Oh, no, Z. You came in at the right time. You missed it. Actually. All right, but you didn't miss this one. How can S relationships be upheld on the distance? His first answer was a year ago. And it says short answer is they usually can't. Talking about long distance relationships. Holloway. Then he commented, that's a rough one. The way it typically goes is you'll both try it for a while, but eventually it gets difficult. And with other people who are interested in her and more immediately available, and more people who are interested in you and are more accessible, it will get tougher. The travel gets to be a lot, and then comes the friendships that you suspect may be developing into more. Or the person that is her friend is obviously interested. And then jealousy and paranoia has a route to find its way into the situation. It gets lonely, stressful, and expensive when you factor in the constant traveling, either in airfare or fuel, plus wear and tear. Oh, crap. Sorry. Wear and tear and maintenance on your vehicles. That is why the general consensus among most people is that these things typically don't work out for long. Apologies for casting a rain cloud over your friend. I hope it works out, but don't beat either of yourselves up if it doesn't. You have to make the decision that is best and most fair for you both. If you do it right, you may be able to stay friends at least and possibly reconnect later down the road if the time and feeling is right. Um, Here's one of his stupid things. And he talks about luckily the predator attack does not occur while sleeping on the cocoon stage, only every 4 hours or so. Whenever the biggest predator was living was him. Was him. Yeah. So great. Oh my god. All right, here is another comment from Steven. Men, someone asks this question. Steven replies with his advice. Men who have mustaches, what are the perks? And this man, Stefan, replies and says, you can legitimately wear hats and t-shirts that offer free mustache rides. Mhm. Yeah. I think we all need a therapist after this. Oof. Someone broke in my car by removing the window in one piece. Any idea how did this any idea how they did this? And Stefan said, we are going to have SEX in your car. It will happen again. All right. Now, the next one is another doozy. Stefan replies, like non existent. I don't know how you intentionally have an origami without ejecting other than clenching hard or pinching it off. Or why you would want to, as that kind of origami, known as dry origami, is not only extremely unsatisfying, but not really healthy either, as it can lead to issues that cause infertility. Look up retrograde um, ejac, you know, it's not fun. Let your swimmers fly free and train yourself to keep going after that if you want to try multiples as a man. You found a lantern with a genie inside that grants you 3 wishes. How would you get how will you get infinite wishes from him when simply wishing for it does not work? He says Stephen says make a very long list. Wish for him to make the things on the list happen for you. The list was your first wish. You have 2 more chances to make long list after that. Not infinite, but perhaps a way to squeeze the most value out of all these wishes. This one's very interesting. What do you think is the scariest thing mankind has ever created? Now, most people said nuclear warfare. that kind of stuff. Stefan said religion, the desire and willingness to follow anything so blindly that you are willing to do terrible, awful things in the absolute belief that you are right for doing it, or to dictate anyone else on how they have lived based upon your own beliefs. Someone asked, if you got to meet 13-year-old you, like meeting yourself at 13 again, what would you say? And Stefan says to himself, I'm sorry, kid. Please don't cry. I didn't expect to turn out this way either. Geez, okay, I'm going to go now. I thought that was interesting. This one right here. How do you get out of a relationship where S is great, but everything else is bad, and you're just miserable the rest of the time? Stefan replies, listen, no S is good enough to justify being miserable. It took me 2 years to figure that out with my last relationship. This was 2 years ago. Amazing S, horrible stress, and all other times I ended up so stressed I developed an ulcer and developed alopecia. Get out. It may sound like a cliche, but there are plenty of fish in the sea. Be patient, date around a bit, and find the one that appreciates and cares about you. I was forced to work with a entitled much. Yeah, 2 years ago, wasn't he with his mom at that time? Uh, well, he may have been, but I don't know. I need my fan. I need my fan. All right, y'all. That's all I can do. That's all I can do today. That's it. Can't do anymore. Do you know hot flash. I went through, there are bukus, and I mean bukus of messages that this man writes talking about his stupid toys, telling her how to do this. You have to sort through all of it. It is, and this is not just like the Reddit and you go look at his history. This is people who have deleted the forums over years. Take your blood pressure meds. Yes. Yes. It's absolutely crazy. Let me check something here 1 second. Oh, thank you, Emerald. Thank you so much, my friend, for the Cash App. Jonesboro man charged with aggravated exploitation of minor. Oh. Is ICU in here? Is ICU in here? Hey, Smiley. Did you see this? Jonesboro man charged with aggravated exploitation of a minor. Yeah. And Michael Tucker. On March 13th, the Washington County Sheriff's Office arrested Michael Tucker, 48, at a Summit Drive residence in Jonesboro, officials said. According to WCSO, investigators discovered Tucker was in possession of more than 300 images of child abuse material. Was charged with aggravated exploit of a minor. Wow. I gotta see. Oh my God, Jules. I mean, didn't Dawn say something about that that some of the Tuckers were don't think what is. Yeah, I mean, he's not the owner, right? But it's someone, if I recall right, Anna, it was someone. Dawn actually talked about it on a live or a recording one time. Oh wow. In Bluntville, is that how you pronounce it? Bluntville? They arrested a man for kidnapping. Wow. Yes, I can't remember exactly what it was that he talked. He was talking about someone in their family was something to that effect. I'll check. I'll let you know. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. It is 8 o'clock Eastern. I love you all. Appreciate you truly for being here. Thank you for joining me the last 2 hours. I will let you know about what we was just talking about. Was the boss son, according to Don, but couldn't be. We'll see. Thank you, Remy. Thank you, Smiley, Kathy, Jules, Angela. Oh, hold on. Where's Angela? Okay, Angela, I'm gonna do that for you. But listen, please do not time out anybody if they have an opinion that's different than mine or yours or anything. Just the main thing is you know let people have their opinions and stuff. That's the main thing. Don't want to put anybody in timeout. All right, my dears. Love you too, Grace, Debbie, Mark, Jackie. Josh has a recording with Don talking about Candace, and Don is laughing in the call. Oh yeah, that's they're disgusting. The Wells are disgusting. They're disgusting. I don't know if Summers, if nothing happens in 2024, guys. Sad. It's what 1,002 or 1,003 days. It's crazy. Love you guys. I'll see you guys later. Good night and God bless. See you tomorrow.